Hi everybody, my name is Terrence Banks, and what I want to talk to you about right now is my lesson plan that I did for our ITEC 7430 class. Guys, I'm a mathematics teacher, so my lesson plan has to deal with multiplying polynomials, which is a part of our Algebra 2 curriculum. To basically explain it in a nutshell, what our kids have to do is they had to take 3 internet tools, which was flashcards that we created using StudyStack. EduCreations uses a tool of being able to do your own sample problems, and then Google Forms to create a practice quiz for our students. And I created a wiki for our students to try. Now, I'm also the ISS instructor, so I tested this with a few kids who were in ISS, and we did it together for 3 or 4 days. So, basically, what our project has, it starts with our kids have to create a video. And so I go here to EduCreations. EduCreations, our school has account. Some schools have other account, but our school system has an account for EduCreations. And what you do is you take the iPad, you take a marker, your finger, and you're able to go through a 2 to 3 minute lesson. It can be longer than that, but for the purpose of this project, I had our kids do a 2 to 3 minute lesson on multiplying polynomials, where they had to do 2 sample problems and explain. I'll let you hear a little bit of what I did for their sample. All right, so the first thing that our groups would do, so they're partnered up with somebody in our groups. First thing they would do is they would find some sample problems they like. They would go ahead and create these 2 sample problems and take 2 to 3 minutes explaining how to multiply polynomials. Most of the kids would talk different methods. I taught my kid the box method, so for the purpose of this example, that's what I use. Once the group had done their 2 to 3 minute presentation on this, we went to StudyStack. As I said, some school systems have access to Quizlet. We don't. Quizlet calls StudyStack as a free sample to make problems. So we did that for our kids for flashcards. So they can do several things. One thing that StudyStat did, you see multiply polynomials is asking the problem. If the kids know the answer, they click no. If they do it, they click don't know. They can flip it over and get the answer once they do it. So I can say I know it, go to the next one. They can flip it over. They can say I don't know it. And they can go through each card. I had each group create 10 sample cards for their peers to try. There's also fun games that you can do via this. One of the best games that we liked, the kids liked when we were doing it together, which was our matching polynomials game. So they would click on the equation, then they would click on the answer, and if they got it right, it would start to pull away a puzzle piece. If they got it wrong, it would mark it in X, and they could play several different games. So they had to create 11 problems in StudyStack to go through this. Finally, what they did was they created a polynomial quiz in Google. Okay, the polynomial quiz in Google was a 4-question quiz. What you would do is you would put in your name, so it would go on. And the beautiful thing about this quiz, the practice quiz, is this: if I get the answer wrong, so I know the correct answer, but I select the wrong one. If they get the answer wrong, it stops them. This answer is wrong. Please try again. So this forces the students to go back and try it again and gives them that immediate feedback. The quiz doesn't count. It unlocks problems. So A is the answer. I got A right. And it unlocks 2 more problems. They're the same type of problems. If I get both of these wrong, it will send me back. And so now I've kind of got to go through and make sure that I'm doing all the problems right. So what our kids would do, I created a wiki for it. As I said, right now it's the Algebra 2 pilot project, and we'll add kids in the Algebra 2 class next semester. And I left them with all of the samples, including the sample rubric, which included flashcards, quiz, video, peer review. They have to do the same type of peer review that we have to do for our class. Left them with 4 categories: 12-point category, 17-point category, 22-point category. Now, 22 times 4 is only 88. So if you just did everything we asked, the highest you could get is an 88. If you want a bonus, you had to write what you did to go above and beyond to which you think you deserve bonus points. And the teacher could do up to 10 points, so the kids could get 100 or a little bit more past 100, which was fine for the purpose of our project. So if I go back to my lesson plan here, you have our 3 math standards that we dealt with. We have our content standards for the NET-C standards. I talked about why I chose the Item 2 curriculum. I spoke about, as you see my Facebook notifications coming up, we spoke about the essential questions. My assessment was a 2 to 3 minute video. Talked about creating a quiz for each group required before the teacher did it. The students are working on their own. They're partnered up. One thing I did, my students with ISS, I know depending on your class, you may want to assign students, but if you trust them to pair, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You got to make sure you get your instructional plan, get your access to Google login and StudyStat logins, and have tried it before. We did it in ISS, so my management style, it should take about 5 days. It was easy for me because I had direct access to the kids, so I was able to keep them focused. I know in the classroom that we all have different things that we're trying to do. I think the project is great for differentiation. Why? Because A, they're partnering up. B, everybody's not doing the same type of problems. Everybody's not doing the same samples. Everybody's not creating a quiz. You can challenge your really high level kids to do 3-level multiplying polynomials. Your lower level, base level, special ed kids can just do some that meet the standard. So it gives you so much room to play with this and do this. I think this is the type of project that you can do a lot, and even still you take the Google quiz, you take the study stack, you take the educations, you can use them in everyday classroom outside of this project. But that is my lesson plan for multiplying polynomials. Thank you.